Hi, today we're going to have a look at Peace of Mind by Be Bop Deluxe. It's a relatively straightforward piece, but it's quite long. It's over 5 minutes in the album track. So I'm not going to play it through today like that. Instead there's a link just below me showing me playing pretty much note for note the whole piece. But today we're just going to go through some of the elements of it so you can play along and have some fun with this marvellous piece called Peace of Mind by Be Bop Deluxe. Okay, the first thing to note is that this is in B major, which sounds a bit scary, but it isn't. Don't worry about it, because it kind of all comes out in the wash. But obviously, we're going to have to start the piece, and it sounds like this, the little slide he does at the beginning, which is lovely. Okay, simply 4th frets, 3rd and 4th strings up to the 6th fret, back down again, and on the 1st and 2nd string, 2nd fret up to the 4th. You can actually do that here as well, which I think is more technically correct, and it sounds like how he does it on the record, which is just here on the 6th fret of the 3rd string and the 7th fret of the 2nd string, sliding up 2 frets. And then he goes into the tune, which obviously starts in your B major chord. But the thing is, I don't think he plays it like that. I think he plays it as a simple bar chord here, with using his 1st finger to mimic the 3 that you would normally play there. And then you make a kind of C minus 7th shape here by bringing your 2nd finger down on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, the E, and then you get the 6th fret of the 4th string to get that G sharp. Yeah, a bit like the Rolling Stones. Sounds a bit like that. So it kind of sounds like this. Yeah. Put the effects on. Sounds like this. And then he does this kind of little slide down, which kind of finishes the introduction, which sounds like this. And that's simply the 4th string, 4th fret, F sharp, the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and which is B flat, and the 4th fret of the 2nd string, D sharp. So you go sounds like this. Okay. And that's kind of the introduction. Okay, the verse should be very familiar to you, really, in some respects, because it's just that B major to the C sharp minor 7th chord that we were talking about before, and it just sort of plays along with the rhythm in the background, really. And then it kind of resolves down into the F sharp here, which is just the F chord, obviously taken to the 2nd fret, and it kind of sticks in here, kind of 2 more, a B to C minor 7th, C sharp minor 7th. And that's just E to D. And then we're back to our B again. So, there's a little tune which comes around a couple of times, which slowed down and with no effects sounds like this. Two bits in it which are probably a bit tricky for some people, certainly for me, was the fact that you have to use your little finger, and also you get this D sharp in here on the 1st fret of the 4th string. So it's just a simple sort of tune really, but It's just B, C sharp, that F sharp there on the 4th fret, 4th string. That's the B to the A. Then you go, which is just E, F sharp, B. That's the 2nd, 4th frets on the 4th string. And then up to this B. Same thing, but with the D at the bottom this time. So it goes. Now I take the D there, that D natural there. I take it there in the 5th string or the 5th fret because I like to do the vibrato like Bill does. And then when he comes back round again, it goes, which is the C sharp there on the 4th fret of the 5th string, and then this F sharp major chord ends it with a little kind of bluesy bit, bending the B here on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. Okay, this kind of middle section, which is an A, I'll admit to you, I find this quite sort of difficult to play because I don't quite know how he's doing it, to be honest with you. This is my go at it anyway. The easiest way to think about it anyway is like this, is if you go, use the A chord, but instead just bar it across, a bit like we're doing up here with the B, by the way. That's essentially what it is underlying, but what you're doing is you're getting the B here on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And you're taking that blues note here, obviously your minor 3rd, which is your C, which is your blues note here, C, using your 4th finger if you can. It makes it a lot easier. Something like that as a slide down. It's not very strict. So it's something along those lines, you know. And that way you can kind of get back into the. So if I put the effects on the top, it sounds a little bit like it anyway. And that's just the G chord to finish it all off. Quite difficult, actually. I've tried different ways, and I never quite make the same sound as him because I think he's doing lots of slides inside of it. Well, he is doing lots of slides in it, which gives it the voicing. But you can play around with it. That's the basic shape of it. And then they go a bit mad for a while, and they decide to become sort of lounge lizards, and they do this this kind of, which is just simply an A chord but taken here. So you've got the A here on the 4th string, 7th fret, the C sharp on the 6th fret, and then the 3rd string, and then the E and the A on the 5th fret using your 1st finger. So you get this kind of shape. And you get that blues note there, obviously from the C and the G there. And they do that a couple of times, and they move from the major to the minor, and that's why you get that kind of yeah. It's important to end up on a C sharp there for the next little tune, which comes through in a second. And here's the next little tune. Okay, there's another little interlude, and it starts here on the B on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, so it sounds a bit like this. If I take the effects off for a second, you can see what I'm doing. It's just B down to the A to the F sharp. Bend up to the C sharp. Yeah. F sharp, F, E, 4, 3, 2 on the 4th string. Yeah. And then you just move it up to the 7th fret here, starting on the 7th fret for the next bit. End on that C. Very important. Put two things together, sounds like this. Okay, there are two solos in this, and they're both very nice indeed. A little bit of theory, quickly. If you want to find the blues note in any major scale, just find the 3rd note and then go down half step. So here we are in B. So we're going to go B, C sharp, D, sharp, go down a half step. So the D is going to be your magic note. Yeah, they're all your magic blue notes. The first solo is a bit like playing over a B major chord at the 7th fret. So it goes a little bit like this. It goes. Yeah. So it just. They're all notes just in that chord. And then he bends up to the G sharp. G sharp there. There's our blues note, D. There it is again. Yeah? And that's the first solo really. Second solo is not terribly different. You do play over a B chord again, but you start here with the F sharp, B, and then to the D. Again, our blues note. Yeah? And then you bend up. Yeah, and again, you've just got that kind of, which is that kind of E to F natural, and you get to the F sharp here. So that's E on the 9th fret, 10th fret on the G string, 3rd string. Yeah, and I'm putting in that blues note. And then he kind of goes back up again, goes. There's a wail there. Back up to my F sharp. And it's just basically like an E maj 7th type chord here. So it goes E, D sharp, B, F sharp, E, and then that D sharp on the and then just a flourish. And you get that maj 7th going down to the D sharp here from the E. And that's kind of the end of it. Okay, so that's Peace of Mind by Be Bop Deluxe, and all the bits of it. I hope you get something out of it so you can play along. It's a great piece, and I always enjoy messing around with it on a Friday night as well. So anyway, thanks very much indeed. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.